Lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masanglamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at 4.
Good afternoon and welcome to Cool News at 4. I am Cairo. In response to Senator's suggestion to have a processing center at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport to ensure so-called VIPs or very important persons also undergo stringent security measures, the head of the the head of the Manila International Airport Authority on Friday said there is a plan to set up one soon. MIAA General Manager Eric Ines told the Philippine News Agency he is eyeing the Naya Terminal 4 in Pasay City as site for general aviation processing, where all arriving and departing VIP passengers would be processed. Definitely, we could not do this overnight as we are looking at many possible loopholes, but we will have this soon, probably by mid next week, Ines said in an exclusive interview. Ines said they need to carefully study the process of putting up the processing center, stressing he couldn't lock up private hangars. The terminal will remain as a domestic terminal. An area in Terminal 4 will have an X-ray and will be manned by Immigration and Customs personnel 24/7, he said. Senator Rafi Tufo, in a recent public hearing, told Ines to have a center where private and charter planes will be processed. Tufo lamented that VIP passengers board planes directly without undergoing the usual inspection process. House of Representatives Assistant Majority Leader and Taguig 2nd District Representative Pami Zamora urged Vice President Sal Duterte on Saturday to prioritize collaboration over criticism. In a statement, Zamora said that Duterte's recent criticism of issues, from flood control projects to her reduced security detail, is more polarizing than productive. On flood control, let's not forget that the Dutertes were in full control for 6 years. How can they be sidelined for crucial infra projects? On the matter of her security and storage, the PNP chief has said she still retains almost 390 security personnel. I doubt anyone would still find it inaccurate, said the lawmaker. All of us in the House are ready to work hand in hand with all officials whose input are productive to the national agenda. Just like what Senate President Escudero said, I also encourage the Vice President to constructively use her position and resources, she added. On Friday, Senate President Francis Escudero said he also found Duterte's rant on societal problems perplexing. Escudero said that the Vice President's criticism, specifically of the current administration's lack of a master plan against following, is somewhat confusing because, according to him, her father did not come up with one such strategy during his 6 years in power. After 37 hours, the fire ravaging a 4-story warehouse in Tondo, Manila was declared under control by authorities on Saturday morning. According to the Bureau of Fire Protection, the blaze at the building, located along Guidotet Street in Barangay 132, Balut, Tondo, Thursday night with the first alarm recorded at 8:01 p.m. The fire reached the second alarm 30 minutes later. On Saturday, August 10, the PFP said in a Fiber message that the inferno was under control as of 9:16 a.m., approximately 1 day and 13 hours after the fire began on August 8. Fire authorities said that based on their initial estimates, The total fire damaged 19.9 million pesos worth of assets. They also said that while no fatality has been reported, 16 fire volunteers were injured while trying to douse the blaze. Some of the firefighters suffered second-degree superficial burns on different parts of their body, mostly on the palm and face. An initial investigation indicated that the fire broke out on the second floor of the warehouse where the storage area was located. The exact cause of the fire is yet to be determined. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology Philfolks did not raise a tsunami warning for the country following the 6.8 magnitude earthquake that struck the Sea of Stock on Saturday morning. There is no tsunami threat to the Philippines from this earthquake, it said in the bulletin. A 6.8 magnitude earthquake rocked the Sea of Okhotsk at 11:28 a.m. August 10. The quake had a depth of 489 kilometers. The Sea of Okhotsk is a marginal sea located in the northwestern portion of the Pacific Ocean. According to the World Atlas website, the Sea of Okhotsk is surrounded by the Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia, but in the east by the Kuril Islands in the southeast, Japan's Hokkaido Island in the southwest, Sakhalin Island, Russia in the southwest, and by the east coast of Russia in the north and west. It also said that on either side of Sakhalin Island, the Sea of Okhotsk is connected with the Sea of Japan via the Peloponnesus Strait in the south and via the Gulf of Tartary and the Sakhalin Gulf in the west. On August 8, a magnitude 6.9 earthquake rattled Kyushu, Japan. According to the United States Geological Survey, the 6.9 magnitude quake was followed by a 7.1 tremor. Folks also did not issue a tsunami alert in the Philippines after Thursday's mega quake in Japan. The House of Representatives recently unveiled a new detention facility for individuals cited for contempt, which reached 37 during the 19th Congress. The facility within the Legislative Security Bureau building can accommodate 60 resource persons ordered detained by the Chamber in the exercise of its legislative and oversight functions. Today we are unveiling our building marker that transcends its physical form. It's not just a metal design with information about the building and the custodial facilities in it. It symbolizes something much more profound, House Secretary General Reginald S. Velasco said during the inauguration of the facility last August 7. It's a statement to the unwavering commitment of the House of Representatives leadership to uphold rights and dignity, a commitment that we take very seriously, he added. Currently, there are two individuals detained at the HOR, Daisy Chloe Rose, a real estate broker ordered detained by the Committee on Public Accounts, and Ronilyn Paterna, the corporate secretary of Lucky Star 99, ordered detained by the Committee on Public Order and Safety, and the provision of clean and comfortable facilities, the fair treatment, the protection of their safety and welfare, and the continuous monitoring by our medical team of their health condition all reflect our operational efficiency within the House and reinforce the integrity of our investigation process, Velasco said. This commitment to those placed under our care builds public trust in our processes and our institution. It shows that the House of Representatives values integrity in situations and transparency, even in challenging situations, he added. In a statement on Saturday, the House said that the 37 contempt citations were issued by the Committees on Public Accounts, Public Order and Safety, Human Rights, Dangerous Drugs, Franchise, Agriculture, and others. And now let's get into what's happening around the world as Gaza Civil Defense Agency said Saturday that at least 19 people were killed in an Israeli strike on a schoolhousing displaced people in the besieged Palestinian territory. The agency said 3 Israeli rockets hit the school in Gaza City, describing the incident as a horrific massacre with some bodies catching fire. Israel's army said Saturday it had precisely struck Hamas terrorists operating within a Hamas command and control center embedded in the Al Tabayin school. This strike comes 2 days after Gaza authorities said more than 80 people were killed in Israeli strikes on 2 other schools in Gaza City, with the military saying at the time it struck Hamas command centers. Israel has vowed to destroy the Palestinian group in retaliation for its October 7 attack, but agreed to resume talks next week at the request of international mediators following intense diplomacy aimed at averting a region-wide conflagration. Iran has claimed that Israel wants to spread war in the Middle East, and Hamas officials, some analysts and critics in Israel have said Netanyahu has prolonged the fighting for political gain. During 10 months of war across the Gaza Strip, the military has found itself returning to some areas to fight the militants again. Enough, shouted Kehan Yunis resident Hamad al Najjar. Have mercy on us, for God's sake. The young children and women are dying in the streets. Enough. Israel's military said Friday that troops were operating in Kehan Yunis, the southern Gaza city from which soldiers had rejoined in April after months of fierce fighting with Hamas. After the military issued an evacuation order for parts of the city, AFP TV images showed a crowd of people flowing through dusty, damaged streets on foot or on donkey and motorcycle carts piled with belongings. We have been displaced 15 times, said Hamad Abdan. By Friday, the United Nations Humanitarian Office OCHA estimated that at least 60,000 Palestinians may have moved towards Western Khan Yunis in the past 72, UN spokeswoman Francia Soto Nino said. Stand by, it is now 4:12 in the afternoon, and we will continue to deliver you the latest headlines right here on koolNews at 4. Once again, it is now 4:30. We will be right back. Welcome back to koolNews at 4. Let's continue with what's happening around the world. Vice President Kamala Harris drew on her prosecutor background to make her first expensive pitch on immigration to border state voters as she and her new running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, attracted thousands to a campaign rally during the tour of battleground states. Harris, the former Attorney General of California, reminded the crowd that she, as a law enforcement official, targeted transnational gangs, drug cartels, and smugglers. I persecuted them. I'm sorry. I persecuted them in case after case, and I won. Harris said in front of a crowd of more than 15,000 in Glendale, a suburb of Phoenix. So I know what I'm talking about. Harris promoted a border security bill that a bipartisan group of senators negotiated earlier this year, which Republican lawmakers ultimately opposed and amassed at Republican nominee Donald Trump's behest. Donald Trump does not want to fix this problem, Harris said. Be clear about that. He has no interest or desire to actually fix the problem. He talks a big game about border security, but he does not walk the walk. Her effort to address immigration, a political liability that has dogged Harris for most of her vice presidency, head on in the critical battleground state, is part of a broader push from her campaign to make gains in the. Um, it looks like I have been disconnected. Give me a second. All right, continuing now. Continue where you left off. Head in the critical battleground state it's part of a broader push from her campaign to make gains in Sun Belt states that have become increasingly out of reach within Joe Biden at the top of the ticket. Trump and his allies, who had long hammered Biden over the influx of migrants during his term, are now shifting their attacks to Harris. Kari Lake, who is running against Democratic Representative Ruben Gallego for an open Senate seat in Arizona, unveiled an ad late last week bashing Gallego for supporting what he had called Biden's and Harris' radical border agenda, featuring repeated clips of the vice president struggling. It's very easy for us to take and switch our sights and focus on her, said Dave Smith, Pima County's Republican Party chairman. But Harris has been courting the state's fastest growing Latino population with a new ad of her own, highlighting how Harris, the daughter of immigrants from India and Jamaica, rose to the highest echelon, highest echelons of American politics. And as she has done in other campaign stops, Harris infused the theme of freedom throughout her remarks, especially as it came to voting rights, gun restrictions, LBGT, what? Yeah, LG, so yeah, LBGT rights and access to abortion. Arizona, ours is a fight for the future and it is a fight for freedom, Harris said, who had walked out on the stage as Beyonce's Freedom bird throughout Desert Diamond Arena. And now let's get into sports with Paris Olympics 2024. It was Joel Embiid's time to celebrate, and he savored every second. One of two Team USA players left on the court following their 95-91 comeback victory over Serbia in the Paris Olympics men's basketball semifinals, Embiid decided to dance. He shuffled up the court, pumping his hands toward the sky while teammate Anthony Edwards looked on. Embiid then did four WWE-style coach chops. Embiid has dealt with heckles from French fans since he arrived in the country 2 weeks ago. It centers on his choice to suit up with Team USA in the Paris Olympics despite an opportunity to play for France. That moment on the court Thursday night was his answer. It followed a signature game in which he responded to his critics by producing 90 points, 4 rebounds, and a block to spearhead a furious US rally that saw Embiid outshine Serbian star and NBA nemesis Nikola Jokic. Afterward, though, Embiid insisted that advancing to Saturday's gold medal match against France and not the criticism he's faced thus far was top of his mind. I don't care. The job is to win the gold, Embiid said. I am not going to sit here and say I don't love France. I do love France. I have a lot of people here. The banter against the fans, that's love and respect. What is clear is that Thursday was one of the biggest moments of the 2022-23 NBA MVP's basketball career, and it showed why the US wanted him on this team. On a night when the US started slowly, with only Stephen Curry able to find his shot initially, it was Embiid who stepped in to help keep his team within striking distance of a Serbian team that couldn't seem to miss. And when the US did claw back into the game in the fourth quarter, it was Embiid who seemingly was involved in every big play. With the US trailing by 7 points and with just over 7 minutes left, Embiid connected on a short jumper to get his team within 82-77. He followed that up by banging in another shot, getting fooled and completely the three-point play to pull his team in within 84-80. The next year's obsession ended with another Embiid bucket, this time a fadeaway over Joe kick to reduce the margin to 2. Following a layup by LeBron James to tie and a dunk on the other end by Philip Verus fifth, the deficit was again 2. This time Embiid recognized Jovic was playing off him and used the space to set a screen for Curry, who rolled in his 9-3 of the night to put the US in front for good. He showed why he's one of the greatest ever to touch a basketball, Kevin Durant said. He was finishing over the rim, knocking down shots, putting those guys in for trouble. He was incredible. Now the attention shifts to a matchup with host nation France and its 20-year-old star Victor Wembanyama, whose Embiid will almost certainly match up against at some point. The US has enjoyed reckless sport through the tournament from a high number of American fans and international ones excited to cheer for NBA stars they usually only see on TV. That atmosphere is expected to shift to a heavily partisan French crowd for Saturday night's final at Bercy Arena. For Team USA to earn its fifth straight gold medal, what will be Embiid's first? It will have to do it in Wemby's house. It's something Embiid prepared for, but he said it was never a desire to face them, even after the initial reception he received. I'm not sitting at my house like, oh my god, I want to play them. Oh my god, I hope it checks out and ends up against France because it will be a beautiful ending and the best are going to be going crazy. And then I'm going to enter all the booze, which I'm going to Embiid said. No, it's all about one goal, and that's winning the goal, whatever it takes. And finally, in entertainment news, former celebrity couple Janice de Belen and Aga Mudloch sent their fans into nostalgic mode after they got reunited at Mother Lily Monteverde's wake. Manager producer Boboy Cartitavivo took to Instagram to share his photo with the ex-lovers and expressed that he couldn't help but reminisce age and Janice. Suddenly, I'm 15 years old again. Cartitativo wrote in his caption, putting the hashtags of the titles of shows and movies that the ex couple starred in together. In the comment section, fans expressed their hope for the duo to have a reunion project on screen. Sir Pupoy, push naman. Sana makaroon ng project sina Janice Aga movie or Kaya teleserie please, wrote one fan. I am my happy seeing them both together again. The Aga Janice tandem is still the best for me, said another fan. Videos of the reunion of the former couple made the rounds on social media as their fans rejoiced seeing how the two were happy and comfortable seeing each other again. In the video, excuse me, Belen and Mulaj were captured greeting each other with a hug. They were also seen talking and laughing with their fellow celebrities. And that's the Saturday edition of koolNews at 4. As always, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And we will be back with more headlines later with koolNews at 6 and koolNews Prime Time at 9. Until then, I'm Carlo. Good afternoon.